Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, everyone. How are you all doing out there? I hope everybody's doing great. Fantastic, superb, spectacular, and just phenomenal. I am back. Did you miss me? Yes, last week I was not able to be on because I had to take my daughter to college. Yes. So that was a very bitter sweet moment. And that took up our Sunday. So that's why I wasn't able to come on. So I had a really, really good excuse, y'all. Okay. Like I said, the intent is to make sure that I am here. All right, that I am here for you all consistently every Sunday in that 7:45-ish mark. Okay. So I welcome you all. I thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for rocking with me. For those of you who do not know who I am Miss Sasha. And I just had to put on the ticker. And I'm the founder and executive director of ABC Read, y'all. ABC Read is a nonprofit organization that I was able to start over 10 years ago with the intent to provide reading experiences that were culturally relevant for our community here in the city of Cleveland to help eradicate the high levels of illiteracy that has been plaguing our Black and underserved communities for decades. And we also make sure that we're giving books that majority represents Black people, culture, experiences, and traditions, books of different genres, books for all ages. So this is what we do. And we also have added to our repertoire literacy workshops. We've had a literacy workshop for our parents, and we're intending to have another one as well. And we also have had 2 book clubs. And so, and our intention is to add another book club really soon. And this one is actually going to be catered toward the youth, 3rd through 5th grade. So I will have information for that up and coming. And we're also getting ready to dive into our fall reading camp. I'm super excited, y'all. Yay! So we were able to get extra funding. Shout out to the United Black Fund. All right. So, and this is an organization that has been giving out grants to those communities who serve our Black communities, our underserved populations throughout the city of Cleveland. And we were blessed to be able to get the grant. And this is what we do. And we also, as you see the ticker below, we do not just depend on grants, though. We also ask for viewers like you, people in the community like you, to donate to our organization. Because again, we've given over 8,000, I think it's like, not probably like about 8,400 books now and counting. We've also had plenty of reading experiences, as we like to call them, throughout the year. Starting in 2014 was when we had our very first one. And then we just kept going and going. So just wanted to give you guys some background about what it is that we do. The reason why I'm on here is to promote reading aloud within the families. They have done plenty of research, and which is something that we already know as well, is that reading aloud is one of the most single predictors of creating reading success. Meaning what? So when that child is hearing those words being read aloud, this increases their likelihood of them becoming avid readers, their vocabulary becoming very robust, their comprehension just growing exponentially, them being able to develop public speaking skills, being able to learn grammar. Okay, all of those different things are being taught just through a simple read aloud. And it can be fun, exciting, engaging. And this is why I do this, to model this, to show you guys that this is what we could be doing in our communities. So I thank you all for joining me on my Facebook page, ABC Read. Make sure that you share this Also, my LinkedIn page and my YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Last thing I'm going to say is that this week I was not able to create the Kahoot game because I'm doing this through my phone. I'm not on my laptop because I'm having laptop issues, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to be able to share the Kahoot. I wasn't for sure if I was going to be able to do that, and so I said I'm not going to play around with it. I said I'm just going to go ahead and do the read aloud, and then for next week, inshallah, God willing, I will have the Kahoot game to follow the read aloud, because that is something that I know a lot of you look forward to having. So got that done in about under 6 minutes. So now I have the book, you guys. Yay! Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, retold by Arlene, Mosel, illustrated by Blair Lint. How many of you all are familiar with Tikki, Tikki, Tembo? This is an old school fable. All right, old school story. I didn't get hip to the story till I became an adult. So this book right here, I love the message. I love the rhythm. I love how the story flows. It's a really good book to read aloud. That's one of the things with reading aloud. You want to make sure that you choose a good book that has not only a good message, but it sounds good. It sounds good to the ears, nice flow. You can bring it to life. That's what's going to keep hooking that child or that person who has not been accustomed to being read to. That's what's going to hook them in. All right. So let's get on into the story. All right. Yay. Let's get on into the story. Tikki, Tikki, Tembo. All right. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, it was the custom of all the fathers and mothers in China to give their first and honored sons great long names. But second sons were given hardly any name at all. In a small mountain village, there lived a mother who had two little sons. Her second son she called Chang, which meant little or nothing. But her first and honored son she called Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasa, Rimbo, Chare, Bare, Ruchi, Pipperi, Pimbo, which meant the most wonderful thing in the whole wide world. Every morning, the mother went to wash in a little stream near her home. The two boys always went chattering along with her. On the bank was an old well. "Don't go near that well," warned the mother, "or you will surely fall in." The boys did not always mind their mother, and one day they were playing beside the well, and on the well went. Chang fell right in. Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasarembo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to his mother and said, "Most honorable mother, Chang has fallen into the well." "The water roars, little blossom. I cannot hear you," said the mother. Then Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasarembo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo raised his voice and cried, "Oh, most honorable one, Chang has fallen into the well." "That troublesome boy," answered the mother. "Run and get the old man with the ladder to fish him out." Then Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasarembo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to the old man with the ladder and said, "Old man with the ladder, Chang has fallen into the well. Will you come and fish him out?" "So," said the old man with the ladder, "Chang has fallen into the well." And he ran as fast as his old legs could carry him. Step over step, step over step, he went into the well, picked up little Chang, and step over step, brought him out of the well. He pumped the water out of him and pushed the air into him, and pumped the water out of him and pushed the air into him. And soon Chang was just as good as ever. Now for several months, the boys did not go near the well. But after the festival of the 8th moon, they ran to the well to eat their rice cakes. They ate near the well. They played around the well. They walked on the well. And Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasa, Rimbo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo fell into the well. Chang ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to his mother and said, "Oh, honorable mother, Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasa, Rimbo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo has fallen into the well." "The water roars, little one. I cannot hear you." So little Chang took a deep breath. "Oh, mother, most honorable," he panted. "Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasa, Rimbo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo has fallen into the well." "Tiresome child, what are you trying to say?" said his mother. "Honorable mother, Chari, Bari, Rimbo, Tikki, Tikki," he gasped. "Pip, Pip has fallen into the well." "Unfortunate son, surely the evil spirits have bewitched your tongue. Speak your brother's name with reverence." Poor little Chang was all out of breath from saying that great long name, and he didn't think he could say it one more time. But when he thought of his brother in the old well, Chang bowed his little head clear to the sand, took a deep breath, and slowly, very slowly said, "Most honorable mother, Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasa, Rimbo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo is at the bottom of the well." "Oh no, not my first and honored son, heir of all I possess. Run quickly and tell the old man with the ladder that your brother has fallen into the well." So Chang ran as fast as his little legs would carry him to the old man with the ladder. Under a tree, the old man with the ladder sat bowed and silent. Oh man, shouted Chang. "Come right away. Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasa, Rimbo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo has fallen into the stone well." But there was no answer. Puzzled, he waited. Then, with his very last bit of breath, he shouted, "Old man with the ladder, Tikki, Tikki, Tembo, Nasa, Rimbo, Chari, Bari, Ruchi, Pip, Peri, Pimbo is at the bottom of the well." "Miserable child, you disturb my dream. I had floated into a purple mist and found my youth again. There were glittering gateways and jeweled blossoms. If I close my eyes, perhaps I will again return." Poor little Chang was frightened. How could he say that great long name again? Please, old man with the ladder, please help my brother out of the cold well. So, said the old man with the ladder, your mother's precious pearl has fallen into the well. The old man with the ladder hurried as fast as his old legs could carry him. Step over step, step over step. He went into the well and step over step, step over step, out of the well with the little boy in his arms. Then he pumped the water out of him and pushed the air into him, and pumped the water out of him and pushed the air into him. But little Tikki Tikki Tembo, Nasarimbo, Chari Bari Ruchi, Pip Peri Pimbo had been in the water so long, all because of his great long name, that the moon rose many times before he was quite the same again. And from that day on to this, the Chinese have always thought it was wise to give all their children little short names instead of great long names. The end. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This book, plenty of lessons in this book. One of the lessons, as we saw in the story, that you had the mother who started her children off, unfortunately, in a way where she treated one better than the other. She gave her one son the long, precious, honorable name, and her other son a name that literally meant nothing. And I think this story is good because, especially for us as parents, even though, again, this may be considered a children's story, right? However, the lesson for real is for our parents, first and foremost, to make sure that we are starting our children off in a way where they all have dignity and honor, and they all feel precious and wanted and needed. They feel welcomed. How can your child grow up feeling like they love themselves, having that level of self-worth and dignity that they need if their own parents are treating them as if they're not special, they are not precious? So even though with this story, you had some parts in there that, where you had the old man talking about, I'm having a dream and I wanted to be in my youth again, some funny parts. And even with saying the name Tikki Tikki Tembo can kind of be a kind of a challenging name to say, right? So that makes that the story and reading the story fun, right? Trying to say his name has a nice little flow and rhythm to it. However, again, with this particular message is as a reminder for us to make sure that we are giving our children the honor, the dignity, the love, the support. All of those things have to be nurtured in our children because for real, truth be told, a lot of kids, they grow up and become adults who wind up suffering at the hands of that parent or parents that did not give them that love, did not give them that honor. And then think about the dissension that's being created, right? So here it is, you have these two brothers. The one brother, he knows that his brother, Tikki Tikki Tembo, he knows that his brother has a most honorable name. And the other brother, Tikki Tikki Tembo's brother Chang, He's like, man, my name means nothing. So you think that, them growing up together, that it won't, eventually cause some kind of issue? It creates jealousy in that child. How many folks have stories about how they felt like their parents treated one of their siblings better than them? Or you had the one child who was always the one who got in trouble. They was always the one who was singled out. But then you had the other kids, they were considered, oh, they're so precious and they're following the rules and they're doing all these things. And I'm just going to end on this, which is a great segue into me talking about the chapter of the book that I co-authored, Her, Healed, Empowered, Resilient. And that's one of the things that I talk about in my chapter is that foundation that I had growing up. And again, this is part of my story, because this is a part of me being able to heal and understand that in order for you to do better, you have to acknowledge the source, you have to talk about the issues, but not to denigrate the parents, but in fact, to address the trauma so that it does not be repeated. Because unfortunately, the different things that how my mother, her upbringing, and then the different things that my father dealt with, when you have parents who did not deal with whatever trauma or toxicity that they were raised with, then guess what they're going to do? They're going to pass it on and they're going to raise their children with it. And then unfortunately, that's something that I wind up doing. And I am very transparent. As much as I felt like I needed to be in my chapter, Escaping the Fear Trap House of the book. And these are things that we have to be intentional about doing. We have to be intentional about breaking those generational curses. We have to be purposeful about starting our children off in a good way, so that now when they get older, now they don't have to deal with a lot of this trauma. They don't have to try to get rid of stuff in order to become the best version of themselves. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the read aloud, and I hope you share it. And I hope that these stories also they spark dialogue and conversation with your family about ways that you guys can incorporate more reading in the family, and also about healthier ways that you can bond with your family. All right. So thank you all again for listening. And remember to please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. And I am going to put the link to where you guys can purchase my book, the book that I co-authored, Healed, Empowered, Resilient, Her. And you can grab that on Amazon. And for those of you who are in Cleveland, I have copies where you can get, we can meet up and I can give you your copy, or I can simply go ahead and mail the copy to you as well. I can do it that way. So I thank you all for listening on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on my Facebook page, ABC Read. And remember, reading is freedom. Peace.